Hello, my name is Eric Roeder, and I work in business development for Codelation. My team of elite nerds is dedicated to helping turn big ideas into first customers. Building apps and helping develop new businesses allows me to meet amazing people. These people are doing amazing things in our tech community and my actual community of Fargo, North Dakota. I wanted to start a platform to help business leaders and other great people in our community tell their story. Connecting with amazing people is my job. Welcome to my office. My guest this week is Brian Larry. He's the founder of ConnectLabs, and they're rolling out with an innovative product called Frontline. We're going to learn a little bit more about it this week. Welcome, Internet. I'm here with Brian Larry, the founder of ConnectLabs. So last time we tried to do a video series with you, you kind of said, we want to pull this because I got some big things that I'm working on, and I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah.
But first, let's get into you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, hi, Internet. My name is Brian Larry, and I am the founder and man trying to turn ConnectLabs into this amazing thing. I was born and raised in Texas.
Crazy.
Yeah, right. I've lived in North Dakota for probably 30 years of my life. So I'm basically feel like I'm from North Dakota at this time.
Yeah.
I'm a father. I have 4 kids that are amazing, 3 older daughters, and then a young 7-year-old son who keeps me really, really busy. That's pretty much me.
I like it.
There's not really too much on the back end. I love to cook.
There's more, but thank you for time's sake.
Yeah, definitely.
A little background. So you were supposed to speak at 1 Million Cups.
Yes.
Last week, and God said, not today, Brian.
Yeah, I don't know who said that, but somebody said it.
Someone said it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I did a little creeping.
Okay.
And you're supposed to talk about this new product, Frontline.
Yes.
Can we talk about what that is and what it does?
Yeah, definitely. So Frontline is basically a smart device. What ConnectLabs tries to do is we try to connect the people of the world with technology, making the community smarter. And so Frontline is the front line of events on COVID. What the device does, it actually takes your temperature through your wrist or through a facial scan. The opportunity is to eliminate humans having to do that.
Right.
Because anytime a human does that, they're putting themselves at risk.
Sure.
It's like the people that, work as cashiers. They're there, 8 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours a day. They have to be there.
Yeah.
And having people walk into a business and be sick, I mean, that's harmful to them. And so if we can eliminate at least one step to this, there's an opportunity there's an opportunity for us to slow down this virus. Yeah. Not to mention, one of the things that I'm trying to create more mindfulness in the community. So if I said, do you feel like you're mindful about the community?
I would say for the most part I am.
Most of us good people would say we are, right?
Right.
And so let me ask you this question. Does it bother you to take your temperature, to walk into a business? Now let me finish. To walk into a business by you opting in. So you're making that choice to scan yourself. But what that does is that keeps that business safe from potential people that may be sick, right? And so, back in the olden days, a couple years back before all those delivery services came out, if you got sick, you didn't have anyone to get you medicine, you literally would have to go to the store, right? And so you're spreading that, and you're coughing, you're sneezing, you're moving it around. And, people say, hey, more people die from the flu. Well, I kind of want to use that as a comparison. You know what I mean?
I don't like the flu we're prepared for. Yeah. It didn't go from 0 to 150,000 in
really quick
6 months,
and it's not even done yet.
And we don't know. Like I said, the flu.
Yes,
we know about.
Yeah.
Heart disease. Eric, put down the cheeseburger. Eric, put down the cheeseburger. Like that's something that my doctor has been saying for years, and I ignore it, and that's on me.
Right. Hey, tell him to be quiet.
Yeah. This is something that's just taken the world. It's just we've never seen anything like this, and we don't know the next steps. And I think just in terms of trying to be safe, you just gotta. It's not for me; it's for my grandma and your grandma.
It's literally so that's where the mindfulness comes in, right? If we can all just be mindful about the person sitting beside us or the person in the room like us, can we do the same thing we do when we go out to bars? Right. You cannot get in unless you're 21 years old, right? So there is a barrier to that situation, right? You don't have an ID, you can't get in, right? And so all we're trying to do when you go out to the bar, you feel safe that there's 21-year-olds hopefully in there, right?
Right.
Hopefully in there.
Hopefully.
I hope everyone's 21 in here. But at the end of the day, the opportunity is to create that coziness for business back again. And so if everyone opts in, again, I don't want to force anyone to do anything, but if everyone opts in to say, I want to get back to the normal way of life again, where I can go out to the bar and feel comfortable about being in a bar, being in a restaurant, being in a public place, this device gives you that warm and fuzzy. So you walk up to it, you scan yourself, you'll see the fact that there's 44 people in there that have opted in to scan themselves, and you now potentially know that they're safe. So now can you go in a restaurant and feel more comfortable?
Sure.
You know, everyone's talking about wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask, but the people that wear a mask touch that mask so many times. And so everything that's in the air is on that mask, people touching it, taking it off, touching other things. That's still happening. But if we can eliminate the germ in the building altogether, the mask doesn't matter at that point. You know what I mean? And I don't want to freak anybody out by saying the mask doesn't matter, but let's be honest. If you go into a hospital and there's germs in there and they're in the air and they get on your clothes and things like that, you can potentially transfer that back to your home, so on and so forth. You know, so the opportunity is to, like I said, create a safer place with smart devices.
It's all just about being a little bit safer and being a little more mindful, and I like it. And so if I owned a business, how would I start using that, or can we purchase it yet, or where are we at in production?
No, we're ready to go. We've already sold quite a few of these bad boys. It's been amazing. There's tons of opportunity out there, you know, schools, churches, you know, event centers, places that have a crowd of people coming to those that are already doing the whole scamming with humans. You know, the opportunity is to help those people out right now. The device does way more than that. I don't believe in creating the simple. So the device does way more than that. The device collects information. Right? And so the opportunity is, okay, who's taking their temperature? Man, woman, age range, time of day, location. Right? Temperature of the person, temperature of the room. The opportunity is the more information we collect, the smarter we become as a community. Right? And so if we go out there, we put these devices out there, we can now help a business figure out what their target demographic is. Truly, because it's literally counting people and understanding what, you know, the demographics of a person every day of the week. So that information is now valuable to that business in tons of ways. You know, where's my customer at? Okay, this is your demographic. Go out there and find your customer on certain platforms. It's Facebook, Instagram, you know, the newspaper, maybe, the billboards. I mean, honestly,
there's customers everywhere.
There's demographics everywhere. You just have to know your demographic, and you can pick the right platform to advertise and talk to people on, right? And so this device allows us to do those really cool things at the same time of keeping a business safe. So that's kind of what we're creating here.
This is just awesome. And like being in the startup space and our app development space, like I just love being a part of innovation. And we as a world have kind of been forced to evolve.
It's sad you say the word forced.
No,
it's true.
We're going through a growing pain right now, I'd say, as a planet.
The world has always had to evolve, right, to move forward. That's just what it is. And so as computers came out and cell phones came out, now obviously you can walk around. A guy yesterday told me, June, did you ever think you'd walk around with the library in your pocket?
No.
And I was like, what? And I was like,
all of the
my phone, right?
Of space and time is in your pocket. You have
everything in your pocket, right? People don't realize how smart they are right now because they're not learning, right?
Because you don't have to.
And I shouldn't say all people, but some people.
But you can't. What's anything?
Well,
what's the Pythagorean theorem? I was like, I don't know what that is. Let's Google it.
You literally can Google it. And they're setting up voice where if you talk to it enough, she'll listen to you all the time correctly. She won't make the mistakes of putting a different word when you say something. It's a machine, right? The more you learn, the more you talk to it, the smarter it becomes, right? It starts to learn your voice. And so people say, well, that thing doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because you don't use it enough.
It wildly works.
It literally works.
Doesn't. They're making it work.
Yes, they are. I mean,
it's working soon.
It's trial and error, right? You know, but innovation is, to me, is the key to success and to creating smarter, more connected communities. This device, the Frontline, if every business in Fargo decided to opt in to join the Frontline, and every person in Fargo decided to be a part of the Frontline by saying, I'm not going to leave the house sick. I don't care if I have the flu. I don't care if I have the corona. If I feel ill in any way, I'm not going to go in public and spread it. Right? I'm gonna if I need some food, I'm gonna call and have it delivered. Right? Whether it be Walmart, Target, lots of places are doing delivery, or just jump in your car, order it online, jump in your car, and go there and pick it up
and
outside.
Just be honest about the person. Mindful, bro. Put it in my trunk. I don't feel great.
Right. I don't feel good today. I don't want to spread it. That's all I'm asking for. I mean, I will say I'm a OCD like crazy on some things, right? And so I've always been a freak when I go to restaurants. You know what I mean? If a glass isn't clean, if a knife isn't clean, because that's just where my brain works. You know, that special water they have where they dip your glass and they bring it out. It's like perfect. Whoa, what just happened?
Right.
You're trying to tell me that thing is sanitized that fast? We should take more of that water and put it around everywhere, bro. That's like magical water.
The magic sink water.
It literally is magical water. Have you not seen businesses do that?
Yes.
And so I was always like freaked out. I grew up in the restaurant industry. My mom was a cook, right? And so I know kind of how the back house is, right?
Yeah.
And so you coming in sick does not help the situation, right? And so we can eliminate a lot of that. Just be mindful in the community. We can kind of create this front line using technology and people, creating smarter communities. Because like, again, we're also collecting information to be able to help the businesses and help communities. Again, if we're able to saturate Fargo with this technology, we could literally tell a Walmart where to put a Walmart because it would know the demographics of a certain area. We could tell the city how many people are actually in an actual visiting an actual area based on the information that we're collecting. Why is that valuable? Where should you place housing? Where should you place a parking ramp? You know, where should you want to open up a business? Come to us. I will be able to tell you where you should put your business based on demographical information.
Oh, that's crazy.
Real-time demographical information, not some rope you throw over the road and people drive over that rope and you say, 5,000 people live in that area. Well, what if I drove past it 5 times?
Right.
How good is how good is your math, right?
Yeah.
And I can get lost quite a bit, right? So I'm just making circles around the rope. They're just counting one.
Google told me to go here, and it keeps telling me to turn left.
I just keep making that left, and the apartment building's right there. I keep driving back.
Recalculating, and I'm just like rolling over that row.
Right, and then so I mean they'd have to be geniuses to be able to do that math of how many cars truly actually pass by that rope, right? And if they can do all that with just a rope, they should be doing way more. What devices like ours allow us to, capture that information to do more for communities. You know, my vision when this came out, it was like the perfect time. It's like the perfect storm. North Dakota, they released this resilience grant. Which means the device is now free to businesses. So it doesn't cost the business a dime. So you're trying to tell me I can place a smart device in my business for my community that's going to collect all this information and be able to make the community smarter. At the same time, create a safer community. Also be able to track COVID in a sense where you know for a fact that you never had a sick person in your building. So let's start looking at these numbers, right? We start looking at those numbers. We can potentially, like I said, slow this stuff down.
Oh, that's
that would be amazing, right? And so, like I said, the perfect storm
happening right now.
I hope it happens right now. So, like I said, the perfect storm. So the opportunity now, like I said, it's free to businesses. All businesses have to do is make it a part of their grant, and we start to create this front line in North Dakota that no other city has right now.
Be the example.
You want to talk about spreading what North Dakota is all about, right? Started out of Fargo, you start putting devices like this throughout North Dakota, collecting all this information, becoming smarter, and it's all opted in. We don't want to force anyone to do anything.
No.
We're not capturing your face. We're not taking your name. We don't have your email address. We're not doing any of that. We're taking basic information that you give every day. You walk into Walmart, there's a camera. That camera says you are being recorded. Well, they're capturing you in video. I'm not even capturing you in video, right? I just have a sensor that's able to look at your face and say potentially within a certain degree that this is a man or a woman. That's it. They're in this age range. It doesn't exactly know who you are. It's collecting, again, the basic amount of information, but all by you opting into it. So this isn't Big Brother. This is actually a community coming together because we're all opting into creating this thing. And I want to be very transparent with everybody on what we're creating, because if you join the front line, you become a part of the front line, and the front line is super transparent. The information will be out there every day. Every time you go to a business, you'll be able to see how many people are in that business, or how many people have potentially been to that business and opted in to be safe. That's information right in your face. No more of this. We don't know what's going on. The news is tricking us. It's okay. Let's
300 people came to the grocery store today.
That's
a
real number.
That's
you know what I mean?
Number.
So by helping us, by us all working together and collect that information, that's valuable for all of us. Again, we create the front line on this, and to be the example for the world to start following. How amazing would that be? If we can do this in North Dakota, then can Minnesota do it? Then can South Dakota do it? And then all of a sudden, we're only going to get smarter. Technology just does that, right?
It's just going to get better.
And so as this just gets better, we start to slow it down. Then by that time, we've figured out a potential way to take care of it, right? And so that to me is what I would like to see. Otherwise, if we don't, we're in for a heck of a lot of chaos. Flu season's coming up. People are known to stroll around with flus, right? And that's how it gets spread. That's why it kills so many people. So now you got the flu season. Now you got the corona. You have all these things out there now that literally could potentially kill you. And it's just by people not being mindful, right? And so the opportunity here is, like I said, join the front line. And if we don't, I'm kind of afraid to see what's going to happen in the next 6 months. How fast is going to spread because people are not going to be able to go out and do their summer activities anymore, right? And so now what do?
We're
right?
back to winter.
Yeah.
And we got to be realistic about that. That's coming.
I don't know if enough people even are realistic about it. I talked to a friend the other day, and he said that he wants to catch it right away so that way he can already have had it. And I'm like, bro, well, what if you die? Because one of our friends almost died from it. And I'm like, but what if you die? I'm going to take that risk. I was like, see, it's people like you I don't like messing with, dude. Because you're not only messing with your own life, you're messing with my life, messing with my kids' life. Right. You're messing with people that I care about's life because you're not being mindful. You just don't want to have to stay at home. So you just catch it and spread it a little bit more and see what happens, right? Yep. People die from the flu. Yeah. People die from corona.
Yep. You got to be realistic about it.
You got to be realistic about it. It's not the fun and games everybody wants to keep playing, in my opinion.
It's a real threat.
It really is a real threat.
Take seriously.
It should be taken seriously.
So each week we ask this.
Yes.
Is there something we can do to help you and to help Frontline?
I already answered that question, my brother.
Well, kind of. Use the grant money to put this in your business.
It's free. Join the front line. That's literally all I'm asking people to do. Right. Be mindful. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Join the front line. Be mindful. Again, if we all work together, we can create this front line of, again, that slows down the spread of this.
All right. So let's help Brian be mindful of people and just be nice. Yep. So it's been like a year since you're like, oh, when are you going to have me on the show? And I said, now let me know when you're doing some big things. Yep. And then
does this fit?
This absolutely fits. But awesome. I made a business chart talking about like how much I've wanted to have you on the show here. And so like we got to figure out production. That's the first 10 episodes where I had no idea what I was doing. And then like this is kind of where Maddie came in, where she does all the video stuff. So it's good then. And I've like, really? Why haven't you been a guest? Is like where we've been at for the past, I don't know, 40 episodes.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm kind of going to go on a press kind of a release of everything we're doing. So just start talking to many people that can about this. Yeah. Just start spreading the word out, man. What you're doing, you just gave me an opportunity to have a voice. I know people listen to you. They love you. Wow,
and
so by you having me on the show, that freaking adds a lot of kudos to me because of you. So I totally appreciate you. You deserve it, man. You're an awesome part of this community.
I want to give people doing good things a platform. Yep. And that was basically, that ties into us, in apps and startup space. Yep. But there's people that are just doing great things that they need a platform to talk about. So like I said, very happy to have you on the show. I creep on your socials quite a bit.
I got a lot of people creeping on me lately.
I know. I do.
Set something up to start tracking people. So you creep on me, I'm going to go follow you.
Eric, Eric liked your everything. And so I saw you were playing Legos with your son.
Yes.
The other day on your Facebook story. Yep. Let's say you got $200 to go spend at Legoland in the Mall of America. Like, what set are you going to get yourself?
So you're killing me right now because I've grown past the basic sets at the Mall of America.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
But why? So there's this guy on Facebook. Yeah. And all he does is 3D print his own Legos.
Oh, geez.
Yes. He 3D prints his own Legos, but it gets better. Yeah. This guy builds his devices, like automatic devices with these Legos. The other day, he built a Desert Eagle gun that shot Legos as a bullet. I said, "What just happened here? Did you just?" So my Lego game is stepped up. Okay. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at getting a 3D printer because he shares all his CADs with you. So getting on and laying it out there and designing my own Legos. And literally, my son says, "Dad, we want to build this. We will actually build that. Right. Whatever you want." So there's no more going to the Mall of America.
I thought it was a big day when they put the little spring in the pirate ship cannons and like, pew,
shoot the little thing.
It shoots one little thing. I'm like, yes, this is so real.
Now it's real. Yeah, I love those. I don't know how. I'll sit there. I'll just keep putting it in, pop it out. Put it in, pop it out. I was like, this is pretty cool.
That is what I do because I am a nerd.
Right.
There's no wrong answer to that. And I like the 3D printed thing. Yes. Josh said if we got to $1 million this year, he'd buy me a Hogwarts. Oh. And so like, hey, any app development? Like,
right. Hi. If anybody needs an apps built, I'm gonna tell you right now, Codelation is the perfect team to work with.
Oh, thank you.
No, honestly, man, you guys are very, very, very methodical in what you do.
We want to find people to take their idea, and actually find their first dollar.
Yep.
And that's a weird step, and there's a lot of like, oh, is this going to work
Yeah,
in the
right.
middle? And we want to help people through that,
Yeah.
trough of sorrow.
Yeah, your guys' process is amazing. Josh has been helping me kind of develop what ConnectLabs is.
Right.
And I'll ask him a question, and he'll give me 15 more questions.
I know.
And I'm like, hey, I just asked a question. But he's like, I need these answers so we can get to these things. And I'm like, I love you, dude, because honestly, I didn't even think about those things.
I wouldn't think of
right?
any of that stuff. Yes or no question. Can we do something that's like, here's 15 books and a podcast
right?
to listen to? And I'm like, okay, can we go to lunch?
Right? But that's what I love about your guys' process. It literally walks me through everything that I'm going to need to do right to build a company to get to my first dollar, because there's so many.
Everyone gets excited about the idea.
The idea is the easy part. Other day I was working on one of these vlogs I'm working on, and it was all about the opportunity. Everyone thinks the opportunity is a thing. I got an opportunity. Right. Oh, no, my brother. You open up that door for opportunity, you now have to go work your butt off to make that opportunity turn into make your vision come true. Right. And so I've literally been spending a lot of time understanding, because I have lots of opportunities, especially with the device we've created. I was so jacked the first day they said this government grant's coming. I'm like, this is going to be in everyone's hands. Yeah. It's not that easy.
I have to go sell it.
Half the people didn't even know about the grant.
Yeah.
And so once they don't know about the grant, so now I have to educate people on the grant. I have to educate them on the opportunity.
Maddie, could you put a link to this grant in here too?
Maddie, it's www.covidnd.com. That's actually the site where you can actually go there. We're actually helping businesses understand what this grant is and what it does. And so we actually have a portion that gives you information on the grant. You literally can watch a video of how to fill out the grant. You can literally, we help you set your device up. We send you your POs. We help take it all off your plate in a sense of where we give you the information. You just have to use it. Right.
All right.
So we've made it very simple. I had a person today call me up, and they wanted to write a grant for their church. And she's like, can you send me over some information? I said, I made it easy for you. Go to the website, covidnd.com. I said, they literally will walk you through all the things you need to do to get this grant for your church. And they were like, this is awesome, because not only do you get our device, one business can get $50,000. If you have two businesses, you can get up to $100,000, right? And so you buy a device, you join the Frontline. If you have one business, you still potentially have $45,000, $46,000 left in your bank account to buy other things for your business that could potentially help with the 6 feet of all this. So this is the amazing part of the perfect storm.
You get it? The trillions of dollars that we were given to us to fight this.
Yes. It frustrates me, because I've heard people have told me what some businesses are doing with the money. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, yes, you can always grease the wheel. You know what I mean? To do things or make it look a certain way. But is that really going to help us? Put it this way, is that going to just help us survive right now? Or are we going to thrive right now based on your purchase? Right?
I don't want to hide.
Yes.
I want to get better. Yes. And back to better things.
I would love to go out to a concert again and feel like I can have a good time without freaking out. Like, I go to a place now, if a person coughs, I'm like, hey, did you just cough? What you got? You know what I mean?
Sneezing's not okay.
Don't you do that again.
No sneezes.
And people are quick to say, I'm not sick. I just had a tickle in my throat. Right. I've done that at Walmart before. I was like in Walmart and I don't know what I was doing, but my throat got dry and I coughed. And some lady looked at me and I says, I don't have the Rona. But I don't want to do that anymore. I
had allergies this spring.
Oh, man.
And I coughed like 15 times total.
Oh, okay.
In one night.
Yep.
Like 15 little coughs.
Yep.
And I sat up and I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And yeah, I just want to have allergies, and that's it again.
I don't want to have anything else, right? But yeah, if we can get back to that, man, there's an amazing opportunity for us for the world, right? For the USA to get back to a new place.
Yeah, a better place.
And I say a new and better place because technology is going to help us move forward. It's going to help us combat this, but not just only this, right? This is going to help us against other viruses, right? I mean, we have a device in place already.
Right.
If it can take temperatures now, what else can it do? How else can it help us?
How does it need to evolve the next time there's a threat?
There's tons of ways it can evolve, and so I'm already working on those ways, right?
That's awesome.
So, right, I'm working with a company right now out of Minnesota, a startup company. These guys have created sanitation lights. Right. So the opportunity is, can you sanitize the room using lights? And of course you can. They've been doing it for years, right? Can you sanitize it using air, right? And so kind of the device, as it's counting people, right? When you're in a building, I'll give you this, right? When you're in a building, the more people that go into that building, the air needs to move around in a certain way. If it does not, you literally spread the virus more, right? And so they're like, yes, man.
Science.
Yeah, dude. So back in the day, and I'm trying to think, Russell, you know Russell?
Russell Shell.
Yeah, Russell Shell, right? So if you want to know more about this, Ask Russell Shell.
Okay.
He blew my mind, right?
Yeah.
Because he was telling me about the air movement and the way he could use the ventilation system to move around the air, but to also be able to sanitize the air, right? That's an amazing opportunity. And so can our device tell his devices when it's time to do this? I'm sure his devices eventually do that, but is an opportunity for the devices to work together, making the business smarter, right? And so anytime you can put more devices together, things just get to be smarter. I mean, look at a Tesla. I mean, perfect example, right? Yeah. SpaceX.
We are not done ever at Tesla.
Right? Not ever at Tesla.
We are not ever done.
They just sent a rocket up and it came back down, right? And landed. How cool is that, right? It didn't have to explode itself or anything crazy. It's the opportunity is ridiculous. I saw a video the other day. Burger King spent $1 million. I think it was Burger King spent $1 million. No, Pizza Hut. Spent $1 million to send a pizza to a space station back in the day. Google it. It's there. It exists. I kid you not. It blew my mind. I was like, what just happened? I said, when did I miss this?
Tip, right? If you're on a space station and a pizza
that must have been one heck of a pizza, man.
Yeah.
I mean, right? $1 million to ship it there, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a $20 tip.
Right? Yeah, thanks, really man. Here's your pizza, right? But no, I mean, there's amazing. This is back in the day. This wasn't recently. This is way back in the day. And so how much other things that, because we don't have that information, because we're not going and looking for it, that we don't have to improve things, right? I mean, Tesla, with the cars they're building now, is only making other car builders do what? Step their game up, right? I mean, if your car can't, I saw another video, guys driving down the highway. Other guy pulls up next to him. You know how you drive down the highway and someone drives by you, look over? Yeah. That's just human nature. Yeah. But he don't want to see who's driving by you. He takes his camera on the guy asleep in his car. And the guy's just driving down the highway. And I was like, oh, that's my dream. I could go anywhere like that.
I like to drive to Minneapolis. And I like if you could just not be on the interstate and take naps.
Oh, man. And so we were driving back from Minneapolis yesterday, me and Shannon, and we're just cruising down. He's part of the Frontline team. He's helping us with 3-1 with marketing and device and so on and so forth. And on the way, when you go somewhere, you're automatically jacked because you're going there and I'm going there, right? I'm going to go do the thing. I'm doing the visit. But on the way home, for some reason, man, it kind of always tires you out after a while. And we were talking about how from... was it Thief River, but Alexander to Fargo is like the slowest drive ever. It seems like it takes forever.
I'm from Fergus Falls.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
And now it's even worse because like half my life, Fergus Falls was it. Yeah. And now I've got that extra 50 minutes.
Oh, man.
I wish I could sleep in. And soon I can be.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I dozed off, and Shannon was talking, and I'm trying to stay awake because he's a very interesting person, and I'm just sucking his information up, and my eyes are flickering back and forth. I was like, how much longer? He says, I know, man. He's like, this seems like it's taking forever. And then you have the last 20 miles of the stretch, and that's even worse because it's like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? So
Barnesville to Fargo, man.
We brought up teleportation, and he said, when is teleportation going to be here, Brian? And I'm like, bro, that's not going to exist. That's something I can't see happening. How can I take a molecule, separate it all, right, push it throughout the world, and all of a sudden drop it somewhere and recreate it? Once we start doing that, I don't know what else.
We could get Candy Crush to go from like California to space to my phone. We can't be that far off.
I wish that was the truth. I haven't seen anything out there that's showcasing the fact that that's going to be a real thing anytime soon. Don't get me wrong, though. We're humans. We're only involved, and technology's only get better. It'll happen eventually, but
until then, I just want to sleep from Alexandria in my car.
Just give me a Tesla. I'll cruise, or a driver, either of the two, right? No, because my driver may get tired. My driver may get tired. No. Man, I'll just have the car drive. As long as the car doesn't kill anybody, we're good.
All right.
We're good, right?
All right. I think we probably chatted enough about, as we talk about.
I could go on for days about
I know
technology,
both
man,
of us could. Anything else as we wrap up here?
No, man. Again, thanks for having me on the show. I think you guys have an amazing team here at Codelation. I thank you for giving me a voice. For being able to go out there and talk about what I'm doing, and kudos to you, and I appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you for helping our community come together and using technology to move forward and move past this. And so have a good weekend, everyone.
Have a good one, everyone.
Love it.
How long did we go for?